All right. It's Thunderfire StarCraft 2 Invitational Legends, a rematch, they're calling this. I was thinking it would be called a show match, but it is a rematch of a big famous past match. And we have, of course, SOS, that's right. SOS over there on the left side. And on the bottom left side in the red, from Canada, she is...
SCARLETT.
SCARLETT, that's right. Good job introduction, robot lady. Pylon in the wall off here for SOS. And we are going to be seeing him trying to maybe leave that wall off open on the left side so he can get out to his third base. Now, some people... Oh, prediction needs to start. Sorry, guys. There we go. 2 minutes to get your prediction in. I'm going to make it 1 minute. You only have 1 minute to get your prediction in if you're watching live. Go. Thank you for the reminder, chat. Let's go. Third match of the tournament. This should be a barn burner, guys. Can't wait to see where this one goes. Gas pool after hatchery for SCARLETT, very standard. SOS, I believe he skipped his scout. He's done a greedy opening, hasn't he? Does look like he went gate before Nexus, though. But it is a nicely timed Nexus. Oh, it's so smooth when you skip that scout, isn't it? He's going to go now for that Cybercore on 21. Wait a second. This is a late Cybercore. Interesting. 21 Cybercore. And it's still late. Wait, what is this hero wall off? Is he going to put a second pylon in the wall? He must. Okay. I think maybe he messed up his building placement similar to Hero earlier today. Ended up going for a bit of an odd placement there, did SOS. Now, SOS, of course, is not a blitzing fast player. He is all about timing attacks, dirty builds, and interesting ways of throwing his opponents off their game. SCARLETT is solid, but she's a bit greedy. And I do think some of SOS' weird timings could catch her off guard. But I think if she can get a read on what he's doing, there is always the chance that she just runs away with the economy and mauls him in big battles. I don't think SOS will want to go into the huge fights. That being said, I don't think he's necessarily massively unfavored there. Sorry, guys. That music was so loud. So I've turned it down slightly. Hopefully it's not too crazy. This is only a best of 3, guys, this one. Overlord does see the Stargate. SOS is kind of a Void Ray first guy. I'd kind of love for him to go Oracle, though. I know he's kind of a Void... Yeah, he's a Void Ray guy. So anyone who's watched any of my ladder streams recently, you know my thoughts on Protoss to go Void Ray first. It's basically like if you want to foreshadow to the Zerg opponent that you're just gonna try and cheese them, and that you're not gonna beat them in a straight up game, you build a Void Ray. It does hide everything, but I think what I don't like about the Void Ray is the Zerg can skip spores and play very greedy. I do like that though. 3-minute 30 third with it. A lot of players delay the third when they go for a Void Ray. He's taking a pretty greedy third base, and he's doing this off just a single Adept. So I actually like this because he's both going to deny her scouting and go for a very greedy build order. And you'll see he's supply blocked on 46, but the pylon finished just as he got supply blocked and it blocked probe production. Now, he's not building probes right now. He's got to keep them going, and he is going to go second Stargate and 4 gas. So he's going to try and play Sky Toss. Now, he did have a really rough Sky Toss game the other day. It might have been on this same map against Shin. And I remember there was a few people commenting on that afterwards saying, oh, look how bad Sky Toss is. It's so bad, blah, blah, blah. And I pointed out, actually, he really messed up his carrier micro in that game. So I hope he kind of learns from that one and remembers to really get a bit better with his carrier micro. For those who don't know, carrier is a very interesting unit to control. You need to understand how it works, where the interceptors take time to launch, but once they're launched, you can change them to different targets up to 12 range away, which is way further than the initial 8 cast range. And they don't go back to the carrier. So it makes them way higher damage output if the interceptors are launched before the fight fully starts. You can even do that by attacking your own unit or building. And you can really use that leash range. Also, the carriers have a higher aggro, a higher threat level than the interceptors. So you can move your carriers in to actually tank a little bit of fire and then pull them back before they die. And that allows your interceptors to get way more damage. Right now, though, SOS has not even built a fleet beacon. And this worries me because Mass Void Ray works really well in 4v4s at Bronze League. And it's not known for having a lot of success beyond that level. But if you get an early snipe on a hatchery or two, it could be good. Adept's already shading in. Scarlett's not got the craziest worker count. Oh, good Evo chamber block, though. That was actually really good. 3 drones is not too bad, but that's a problem for Scarlett. Hatchery's going to be easily cancelled there. Scarlett's got 11 more drones coming out. Roach speed +1. And it's going to be Void Ray into charge. Storm. SOS is going to play 5 Void Rays. Oh my gosh, 5 or 6 Void Rays, is it? Into just charge zealots and then Archons and Storms. It's going to be a very punchy army, but it's also an army that's appallingly bad before Storm kicks in against things like Hydralisks. Hydra Bane is so good against this. And if Scarlett can get a Hydra timing off before Storm kicks in, Zealot Archon Void Ray can look very awkward, but if he could deny another 4th base, keep her on 3 base for a while longer, he's got to start that Templar Archives. He's got 550 gas. His Templar Archives is late. I do think SOS is maybe slipping up a little bit. He's got to get that gas going, but look, she's distracting him with Lings and Roaches. The Queens try to come over. 3 Void Rays and an Oracle beat 3 Queens. Oh, she's going to lose her 4th again. Oh, this is bad for Scarlett. The Void Rays will run away. They're just playing kind of safe there. Good cancel on the hatchery. There is another hatchery down on the other base, but it's just started. So she's stuck now massing 3-base Hydra. If he was to go Psystorm right now, it would counter her. Instead, he's just going to man mode her with mass Zealot Archon Void Ray. But a bit derpy there. 1 Void Ray does go down. The Queen's going to intercept and do some more damage as well. Oh my gosh, she's going to get a 2nd Void Ray. That's huge. Void Rays are incredibly expensive, guys. 4 supply units, 250 minerals, 150 gas. They're incredibly expensive. Immortals are building. SOS not going Psystorm. It's going to be just... And only now does the Templar Archive start. Very late on that. Should have already had that. I think she might actually be able to get him. He's denied multiple 4ths. He's done some decent harassment damage. He had a greedy opening, but I think this is still a scary ball of Hydras. How many Zealots? If he has like 15 Zealots, he'll be fine. I don't think he has 15 Zealots. Sentry warps in. Void Rays, gonna try and kite a little bit. Don't get hit by the Bile. He does take a Bile, but only 1-on-1 Void Ray, not too bad. And where are the Zealots? Is that all? He's only got like 6 or 7 Zealots. It's not that many. And the Hydra's doing really well. The Void Ray's getting biled. And this is just not enough units. If you play Zealots into Hydras, you have enough units. You need to have enough units to actually hit her. If he was counterattacking as she moved out, maybe. But he's got 1,200 gas. No Archons ready. Templar Archives is finished, but he's trying to make more Void Rays right now. And Void Rays, like I said, prohibitively bad against Hydras. For their cost, they are awful. And that's why Storm is normally the real power spike you're looking to off of a Void Ray opening like this. But SOS playing a funky style. We'll see what he can make of it. Picks off 2 drones. She's got a 4th up now, and she's built 6 more workers. She's on 72. No 4th base for SOS, and I don't expect a lot of 4th bases in this series. SOS, in his heart of hearts, is still a Heart of the Swarm player. Even though he played many years outside of Heart of the Swarm, in my mind, he never really fully swapped to the Legacy of the Void modern super fast economy meta. Oh, he's going for Storm now, but the Immortals get caught in the open. One of them goes down. Big stasis, though. Oh, Scarlett gets put in time out, put in the naughty corner. And actually, wow, Zealots get on her mineral line on her 4th base. That's really bad for Scarlett. She loses 6 drones. The Roach is trying to distract there. She tries to rebuild those 12 workers. She's got to be a bit careful here. Storm's coming in. I do not expect SOS to even think about a 4th base, even though that's really a big thing he's missing right now. The Zealot Immortal tries to fight here against the Ravager Hydra as they pop out. The Void Rays and the Immortal both get hit by the Corrosive Bile. Oh, the Void Rays taking damage. The Zealots do charge in, though. The Void Rays will take out that squad of Hydras on the right, but on the left side, Scarlett does pull back. Storm is ready. SOS is going to need to energy recharge and try to do that. The Prism Zealot drop goes in. I love this choice here to keep active with the Prism. It makes it really hard for Scarlett, who's trying to play a very high drone count, to both attack and defend at the same time. But I don't see any energy recharge usage. SOS, where's the Storm? He's got Templar coming in from the left. He lands an okay Storm, but he's going to have to pull back Storm. Oh, it's a very long duration now, the Modern Storm. It's a zoning tool now that does damage if your opponent sits in it. Good kiting here for Scarlett, really well done. Her supply is still a little bit dangerous. There is no wall off on the natural. Oh, her supply is incredibly low, actually. Look at her army supply, only 80. If he had a 4th up, I feel like he smashes her right now, because look at his gas count, guys. He can make a ton of Archons. And this is why I was talking about a fourth base. If he had a fourth base up already, could transfer workers from his main, which has been half mined out for 2 minutes, his natural's about to be half mined out. It's not about going above 70 workers, it's about having places for your current 65 to 70 worker count to mine from, and that's where SOS's mineral count is really going to be hurting. He's also roaming the map right now with an army which I would best describe as a hodgepodge. I think he's got her in an awkward enough position, her hive's late, he could still do really well here. But he's got to be careful to not lose this army on the right side. When these Archons join with the Immortal High Templar Void Ray, that army, it snowballs in power. It skyrockets. And that's a really scary thing. For a Scarlet that's not maxed out to play against that much Science Storm, Void Ray Immortal Archon, she loses to this army if the Archons join up with it and there's a Warp Prism warping in another round. I honestly think she's dead here. This is actually sick. SOS has made this game weird, and now he's going to play with it. She tries to snipe one of the High Templar, isn't quite able to get it. The Archons arrive. Zealot Warpins can come in. There's also a Zealot counter going up in the natural, but oh my god, you can't be getting hit by these biles. SOS does his best hero impersonation, takes a big bile in the middle of the Void Rays. Scarlet's still nowhere near max. She's on 87 workers, but she's on Roach Hydra. She needs to be miles ahead in army supply, and she is not. That ball of Immortal Archon High Templar, it's unstoppable for a Hydra Ravager army. The Zealots in the natural are distracting. You can see that in the picture-in-picture. Cleaning up the drones in the natty. Her fourth base goes down. She does have a fifth on the left side, but she is just down in supply. And dude, I cannot believe it. He's actually messed this game up with the 2-star Void, and he just dragged it on long enough. And the moment Storm kicked in, and she was nowhere near Lurk Attack, we saw the kind of everything changed direction in this game. Now, I do think one thing that Scarlett's missing here is I'm seeing a pattern in the previous CVP series we watched in this tournament, but now in this show match, where are the Banelings at? Banelings are so good defensively against High Templar, against Zealots, but also aggressively. And I don't think you want to just commit to mid-game Baneling timings, but I do think if you don't have Banelings available, it does sometimes allow these Protoss timings to be a bit nastier. It also means it can be a bit harder to just push in and finish an opponent sometimes. Now, against 2-star Void Ray, why would you build Banelings? You just need Hydras, right, to overwhelm the air. But that's where that Zealot and then High Templar Storm transition can kind of catch you a little bit. So I don't know exactly when she could have gone for those Banelings. There's an argument that it made perfect sense the way she played this game. But she is now under the gun, and she is going to need to severely outplay SOS in the late game. Now, keep in mind, SOS, he's not a like god-tier late game player, but he's not awful by any means. Everybody who's competed in tournaments at the top level in the last 5 years has got better than in late game. SOS has kind of doggedly remained, like I said, a Heart of the Swarm player who refuses to take his fourth base on time, but he's still got experience with Tempests, with Carriers, with Motherships, with Recall, with Prisms in your back door. Oh, and look at that! She goes down to defend this base, but now she's separated from her Lurkers, and that's going to be a beautiful fight. Oh my gosh, SOS gets right in there. That's a really nice game 1 victory here for SOS, guys. Shuts her down. The 2-star Void Ray, it is such an expensive play. And there is such a window where you can die to Hydra timings. But he manages to barely hang on and defend. Scarlett, a bit of a pained, wry smile on her face. And SOS, the 2-time world champ, starts off the series with a bang. All right, guys, going to the next game. We've got SOS bottom left, Scarlett top right. It's going to be Old Republic, a gigantic map. I love this map. Playing from the Zerg side, but also the Protoss side, because it just creates these big, drawn-out, flexible games. Big mobile armies are nice. If you're going to play 2-star Oracle, this is a good map for it. It's not a bad map for 2-star Void Ray, actually. And it's going to be really interesting to see. I do think SOS had some big holes in his gameplay that he got away with specifically. Let's turn that audio down, because their levels are a little bit off, I feel. It is what it is. But basically, SOS got away with some murder. He's faking a cannon rush, guys. But that's such a dumb pylon spot. There's no way that turns into a real cannon. She still pulls a drone down. But he cancels it, builds the Nexus, and she didn't pull much. She only pulled 2 drones. Good response for Scarlett. Good little mind game there, but he doesn't overreact. I do think there was some holes. I think if she went for 50 to 60 drone Hydra timing, or 4 or 5 gases, she probably wrecks him. I think in general, SOS would be very vulnerable to a 2 or 3 gas Hydra timing off about 40 drones if you do a 2-base lair build. Obviously, that's not something that's in the meta, but I really wonder how SOS does against Mio Micah. The Mio Micah style, I almost guarantee you SOS drops his first map to that. I think he would really struggle against the Mio Micah style. Do you think SOS will cannon rush this series? He might if it goes to game 3. Did the fake in game 2, do a real one in game 3 maybe? Depends on the map though, and if he's got a spot where he can do a nice little wall off. I feel so old watching made up Scarlett's face. SOS is just so old. He used to be like 20 years old. Hey, we've all been watching for a long time, yo. I don't think... I mean, yeah, SOS... We're all grown up, all aging at different rates, you know? Some of us, people look different, faces change, bodies change, but we all still love StarCraft. Nothing wrong with getting old, yo. Just means you've lived more of life. None of us gets forever. Whenever you get these Legends show matches, though, you do always get that reaction. Wait till you see MMA. MMA looks like a bit more of a dad. He was such like a young, handsome lad, and he still is. He's still very handsome, but he's, you know, he's got like slightly more daddish vibes, you know. DRG as well, his rival. They'll be playing in one of the latest show matches. Adept's coming in now. It is Void Ray first again. SOS, guys. He's a Void Ray boy. So the thing is, I really think if you don't take any risks, Void Ray plays really good. But I think if you're willing to yourself commit to something a bit harder, like a fast Hydra timing, or a cheeky Spire Muta swap, it's much harder for a Void Ray opening to deal with that. I think if you're trying to be 100% safe versus everything, and build roaches, and drone up, and build queens, and go for a kind of delayed lair, it allows SOS to sometimes just be a bit greedy, and like cut corners here and there, and bounce between extreme greed and extreme aggression, which is always the name of the game for a cheesy Protoss. It's show you something aggressive, then do something greedy, then go back to aggressive, then go back to greed, and it's kind of seesawing between these two opposites. Scarlett's first-person view, Queen's instantly focus fire the Adept. Well played. Good micro. Oh, she actually gets blocked there on those drones from doing the Spore trick, but does save that one. Oh, well played. Cancel the Spore? No, it doesn't even need to. And she cancels it there. Smooth. Oh, you can tell they're playing with almost instantaneous lag. It just feels so smooth when I see how quick she's selecting things and they're reacting. Sorry, guys. Just getting a bit of Australian envy over here whenever I see a first-person view play like that. 2-star Fleet Beacon this time. Okay, so this time it's going to be Fleet Beacon. You know what I love? He's taking a quick third. The fact that he's going for a quick third into the 2-star is so good. I remember a while back, SOS was always going 4-gas, 2-star gate, taking his third at like 5.5 to 6 minutes. And the Zerg's just like, they know you're really limited. You're either, is it a surprise Zealot, surprise Adept, or surprise 2-star gate? And don't get me wrong, they require different responses, but it was just a simpler thing. And the thing is, you can still hit with 2-star off of this faster third, but actually have a competitive income as well. It's just a bit harder for the Zerg to balance their response. We're going to see +1 melee Bane Nest. The Adept's coming in, causing a nuisance. I wouldn't say they're doing, you know, unforgivable damage or anything. She does Spore Trick that one. The next one she doesn't have room to place, though. 4 drones for 2 Adepts. It's acceptable. She's gonna... Where's her Hydra Den? I don't think she's built that yet. Her lair has finished, but she's been occupied with the Adepts, now with the Oracle. Doesn't have any energy, though. Where is that Hydra Den? Don't... Okay, finally the Hydra Den does go down. Oh, SOS supply blocked from building his second carrier. Oh, that's an unforgivable build order error, guys. There are errors in builds that matter, and then there's ones that really friggin' matter. And if you're blocking yourself from building a battlecruiser or a carrier, it is an immense amount of money tied up in something that's not able to build, and you really wanted to hit that at a specific timing. It might not matter since she's playing Hydras. She'll have an answer to the 2 carrier pressure either way, but Overseer's going to come in. When's Clem playing? After this series will be Clem Classic Best of 5. This is only a Best of 3. I would estimate that next series probably starts in like an hour if this goes game 3. Maybe a bit less if this one ends pretty quickly. Dude, I'm having a lot of fun, guys. We just had a water drop, so we got a little bit of caffeine in my system. Also, we got some pets in on Mama Cat. I'm calling her Mercury temporarily. I think that was Seal Blue who came up with that name. But got Mama Cat and her 8 kittens in the other room right now. So we've got in between every series of this live tournament, this kind of weird hours I normally don't stream. We're going to be going relatively late in the evening. It's kind of nice to have some kitties to play with. Dep's going to go down. Spire's on the way. SOS is pivoting off carriers. I love this. I hate when people's carrier build gets scouted and they just keep making like 8 carriers. I do hate that he doesn't go air weapons early with his carrier build, though. I do feel like the early air weapons would be good, but he's going Storm. And Scarlett, she's probably expecting him to just keep making carriers like a baboon. He's going to make High Templar, start gathering energy now. I do wish he used energy recharge a little more frequently to stack the energy. But the big question is, can SOS defend his 4th? And he's going to go Mothership. Okay, I don't... Mothership's a very controversial choice when you're only 120 supply. I think it's not bad at 120. If you do it at 100 supply, I think it's terrible. I think it's very good because if they don't have detection, it can just buy you so much time. It's so tanky. It's amazing against Hydras. Its spread attacks are actually quite good at clearing Lingbane as well. Obviously, though, if it ever gets caught alone against Corruptors, it gets massacred by them. SOS is going to take the 4th at the south. This is the correct 4th base, guys. Every top Protoss I see takes the low ground base in the middle and complains that it's hard to defend. SOS, big brain, actually takes what I think is a much better hatchery at the bottom. I still think it's quite exposed and hard to defend. I think it's so much better than the low ground hatchery. Or low ground location, I should say. Oh, there's more carriers coming in, which is a bit awkward. +1 air weapons finally starts. No range upgrades. She's gone +2 melee, which is a bit of an odd choice. Maybe she I would have liked her if she wasn't going to hit a timing already to pivot into Ultra Corruptor. But she's not got a hive, and she's maxed and she's chilling. This is bad for Scarlett, guys. She's playing way too slow. She needs to go right now while she has a massive supply lead. Her lead is disappearing. Every second that goes by, SOS closes the supply gap. She has to go. She cannot waste time, and it looks like she's preparing to do so. We've all been in this position where you're playing a cheesy player, and then you think, I'll wait for them to come to me, and you give them way too much time, and they're way too ready for your attack. Oh, okay, good scouting there. SOS sends his Zealots to try to sacrifice themselves on the Banelings. Storm's already coming in. Great Storms. And look at that. Oracle does go down, but already her attack's been stopped. And I think this is already almost a hold here for SOS. I mean, his supply is still dangerously low. I don't know how many gateways he has. But if like a few Zealots arrived in one of her worker lines right now as well, that would pull her in. She's going to go second Spire, still no hive. She needs to go Ultras. If she goes Ultras, she can still pivot to late game like pretty well. Ultras are amazing on this map. There's not going to be Immortals for a long time, but she's not doing it. And the longer you get stuck on Hydra Corruptor, remember guys, everybody type in chat if you guys know whose composition is Hydra Corruptor. Loco. Loco, not famous for winning tournaments. No offense. We love you, Loco. We love you, Simon. Famous for raging against Skytoss on your stream. We've seen it before. Oh, man, the Banelings do roll in. They don't actually get that many probes. That was a good worker split. But, oh, Scarlett! She goes for the caustic spray. She goes, boys, get him. The Corruptors promptly unzip their fly. And like a bunch of lads having too many pingers at the festival and there's not enough public toilets around, they start using literally everything as a public open-air urinal. Hydra's come in, get a gateway. She's got to get out, though. Don't lose these units. Run, Scarlett! Run! Oh, she actually baits a time warp accidentally. I think she just wasn't watching. But where's the hive? I think Ultras are, like, necessary. Oh, he tries to rebuild! These two Corruptors, they were holding on. Remember, guys, first 5 seconds, Caustic Spray doesn't do much damage, and then it goes up to 35 damage per second per Corruptor, which is massive. So that Nexus goes down on the 4th. It dies. The Hydraling's just going to trade out here, trying to find what kills they can. This is really good trading for Scarlett. The problem is that she's just got her Infestation Pit only on the way now. Oh, she's going to try... No. This is a bit too dicey, I think. That Archon's getting some big shots. As are the cannons in the Void Rays. She does get another Nexus, though. I think she's kind of like, I'm happy to take any trade here. Problem is, guys, ZVP and winning this matchup, it's about killing their army, not their economy. Remember, the only reason you go after their economy is a means to an end. It's to force their army to come out into the open where you can kill it. So the trick is, every Zerg that rages in this matchup, they keep trading army onto economy, and then after 10 minutes, they just die to the counter push. And they go, oh, well, but I killed so many probes in Nexus, I should win. And I'm like, you literally never killed a single army unit. You can't win StarCraft without ever being able to kill their army. So she's got to find a way to trade on this. Banelings on the High Templar could be good. She doesn't know. She's not even watching. Oh no. This is a very scary army. She's lost her 6th base. She's still on 5 bases. Her Ling counters are good. She's got one on the 3rd as well, which we haven't got a shot of. She needs the Banelings to connect. The Corruptors come in. They don't get the carrier. Bad micro for Scarlet. The Lings are clearing the 4th. SOS's economy is trash. And you know what that means, guys? She's clearing up supply for him to add more Archons to his maxed army. She's literally making his army better by doing this. She needs to find a way to clear this army. I don't know if she's going to be able to do it. She might. She's doing a good job of defending up north. Don't get me wrong. Economically, she's in a great spot. But economy doesn't matter. And she's actually supply blocked, which is really bad. She needs like 3 Overlords right now. And she needs to do a 270. She needs to spread those Corruptors at least 270. But she's all clumped on those Corruptors. She's going to go for it. Does she have Overseers? I don't know if she's got 1. If that Overseer gets clicked, she's actually screwed. Mama goes down. Corruptors are going to take out a few carriers, but I think he might have her with so many storms. Carriers starting to fall. Archon's getting on those Corruptors as well, but the Archons actually don't. The Void Rays do clear the last of the Corruptors. And SOS has done it with the Sky Toss. She did not have the maxed army. She went in too early there. She needed to either commit to the base trade completely with more of a ground army, or she needed to focus on him. That last P on the 3rd base was a mistake because she traded a bunch of Corruptors and kind of gave up control of the middle of the map. And that's always the problem with Hydra Corruptor, guys. Hydra Corruptor, you never have enough supply to actually take the fight. And that's why you're much better off playing Ultra Corruptor, Lingbane Ultra base trade style, that sort of stuff, and then add the Corruptors as the last thing whenever you need them. But she was constantly building Corruptors, and the problem with Corruptors, they only do one thing. They only fight air. They can't deal with the ground. We've all been in this situation before, losing against Skytoss. I've made these same mistakes 1,000 times. I'm not trying to throw Scarlett under the bus and say she's a bad player. I'm saying she's made the same relatable mistake every Zerg player's made 1,000 times on the ladder. We've all done it. She's got a smile on her face. She knows what she's done wrong. And it is unfortunate, but that is sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Whew. GG, well played. Infestors, question mark? No. Corruptor Ultra. If she had Ultra Corruptor, she could send the Ultras in first. They would clear out all the Archons and High Templar, and then the Corruptors flying over the top. Even better, though, you don't need a lot of Corruptors. You can actually... her first Corruptor trade was okay, but her Corruptors never really did anything other than P on Nexi. You're better off going straight to Ultraling Bane and just base trading. If she just committed fully to the base trade and refused to fight the army, and then you only build the Corruptors after you've totally butchered his economy, because he cannot defend a counterattack unless this whole air army sits at home. So if you go to 90, 100 drones like she did, you need to pivot to that Ultra Corruptor force. If you don't go Ultra Corruptor, and you're kind of trying to be safe and have some Lingbane Hydra and then build some Corruptors in case the air army pushes, you never have enough supply. So yeah, it gets really, really awkward there, but Ultras are really nice for jumping on top. Now, there were chances for her Banelings to clear all of the High Templar, and then maybe she could have gone in with a spread of Hydras and enough Corruptors, but the Corruptors should have been pre-spread from multiple sides to minimize the splash, as should the Hydra Baneling. And then maybe she could have done it, but she needed to be like properly maxed out, whereas the army supply was way too similar when the fight actually went down. GG, well played though. SOS, he's still got it. He's a nasty Skytoss boy, but he's still got it.